All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, South Africa's trusted online vehicle platform. Whether you're looking to buy, sell or just need advice, visit changecars.co.za.
My name is Michael Pashut. I'm the owner of the online vehicle platform CHANGECARS.co.za.
With over 30 years in the motor industry and a real passion for all things motoring, we'll be taking you behind the scenes to see how it's really done. We'll be giving you access to people that are usually behind closed doors, giving you, our viewer, insight into cars, bikes, boats, and truth be told, anything that has wheels.
And that's what this show is about. If you have an idea or a suggestion, please share it with us, even if you'd like to be on the show. info@allthingsmotoring.co.za. Time to get straight into the show.
This week on All Things Motoring, we go back in time again to the Transport Museum. We speak to Sandile from Audi about many options when it comes to customizing new cars. On the subject of customization, we head down to KZN to see a real passion project.
Come rain or shine, the show will go on. At All Things Motoring, everything we do is for you, our viewer.
Looking after such a magnificent museum is a full-time job. These vehicles deserve the love and respect of a seasoned curator.
I have the privilege of chatting with Gaisang Sathekge, the curator of this wonderful museum. Gaisang, tell us about what it takes to be the curator.
Hi, Michael, and thank you for this opportunity. So I think the vision of any museum really should be creating a museum-going culture, especially amongst young people. A lot of young people don't visit museums nowadays. You know, they rather go to the clubs or the parties and turn up and all of that. And I think the reason for that is because museums are always seen as these ancient buildings that house old things that not seen as being meaningful or relevant to young people. So they feel as if they don't have a place within history and culture and heritage, because heritage is seen as the stagnant notion that is stuck in the past. My vision really working in museums is just to break down those walls, those thick heritage walls that keep especially the youthful voices out, because they feel they don't have a place within museums. To break down those boundaries and do that by hosting relevant museum programs. So for instance, we might host, and we are going to be hosting a museum festival in the near future. And this museum festival is literally just inviting young people for museum guided tours, taking them on our wonderful 1952 London bus. I don't know if you've already... Can I come with,
please?
Yeah, please do.
Thank you.
I don't know if you've already had the opportunity.
I have. And we're going to show our viewers that in a moment.
We love that bus. So what we do with the bus, we take people on that bus on a historical kind of time travel around the city. There will be live entertainment, live bands, live DJs, food and craft market. People will be welcome to bring in their picnic baskets and enjoy our beautiful leafy trees at the back. So I think that festivals within museums are a very important way of kind of just breaking down those walls, those boundaries that culture is stuck in the past.
I think one of the biggest challenges a parent, an educator, anyone faces is with a young generation, they don't understand that everything we have today has a history. Yes. You don't just arrive at modern electronics and electric vehicles and state-of-the-art without looking back 100, 120 years. This museum, for me, shows where it starts, how the journey progresses and how you get to the wonderful place that we are at today.
Yeah, and what I also love about this museum is that it doesn't only cater to the oldies, you know.
So you mean not just people my age, people younger as well come here?
Yeah, you know, your car enthusiasts who are interested in vintage cars. Children come here and they enjoy, you know, seeing the motorbikes. They enjoy the fire engines. There are young people today. There's a whole culture amongst young people who are actually collecting vintage cars, classic cars. Museum programs like festivals actually attract that audience, you know, that youthful audience to the museum, and also the oldies, you know, the bikers. We've got a culture in Johannesburg of cyclists, you know, social cycling around the city. They love coming here. So you can already see that there's a diverse audience of people that are actually interested in transport in general. And we are here to educate about the history of land transport in Johannesburg and the role that the city actually plays in facilitating movement around the city, dating back to the 1800s till today, and hopefully we'll have collections that speak about the future of transport in the near future.
And I think it's so important to mention to our viewers the space, the parking, the facility.
Yes.
It accommodates that.
It accommodates that. There's ample space for parking. So we will be inviting various car clubs around Johannesburg or around the province really, and also individual collectors. Like if you have, you know, a classic Porsche parked in your garage and you would want to showcase that.
I wish.
Yeah, so we will be inviting individual private collectors, car enthusiasts, even commercial car brands to come and maybe pop up and do activations on site. So all things transport, all things car enthusiasts, we are inviting everyone to come and showcase, and it's going to be an outdoor expo with all the other exciting things happening around us.
Gaisang, I think what is crystal clear is your passion.
Yeah.
I walk around here, I can see how well maintained, your colleagues, everybody's friendly, and I think they always say it always starts at the top. One question for you. Your favorite piece out of over 3,500.
Oh, it has
Let me put you on the spot.
It has to be the Alfa Romeo Spider that red. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Have indeed.
Yeah, and also the Ford Model T, the white Ford Model T on the other side. So yeah, I wish that it was already on the road, that it was actually operating. I would definitely take it for a spin.
Gaisang, we spoke about young and old.
Yes.
Let's focus on young for a moment. School trips, schools in the province, schools across the country want to come visit this wonderful facility. How do they go about it?
It's very important that you mention that, because transport is actually part of the school's curriculum. I think it's in the grade 9
Correct.
curriculum, if I'm not mistaken. So we really do encourage schools to come and visit, not just, you know, for a fun outing, but for an educationally stimulating visit, because it's actually is part of their curriculum. And if they want to get a hold of us, they can go onto our website, which is the Friends of the James Hall Museum of Transport website, and all the information is there, the email addresses and the contact numbers.
I think every parent's nightmare is going to be that their kid comes home and says, Mom, Dad, I want a 1970 and that car's worth a couple of million rand today. How do you do that? Gaisang, thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
CHANGECARS. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.
The museum is not just about interesting cars, trucks, bikes, trams and buses. They go way, way back to the origins of transport, when horsepower was truly king, because before you can run, you need to learn to crawl, and these things really crawled.
If only I didn't have such a busy schedule, I would give everybody a demonstration of just how easy this modern mountain bike is to ride. I'm with Mandla, Assistant Curator at the museum. Mandla, not all our viewers are focused on engines. You've got a huge bicycle collection here. Tell us about your bicycle collection.
Okay, we are proud of our bicycle collection. We've got a bone shaker that was around 1890.
Bone shaker, called a bone shaker because?
It's called a bone shaker because it's made out of all metal.
Okay.
So when you hit a bump, it's supposed to shake your bones. So that's how they...
How many gears has this got? I don't imagine this has got a 20 speed.
Well, it doesn't have any gears. It doesn't even have a chain. So the pedals are directly on the front wheel.
Right.
So the bone shaker is very hard to pedal. So,
and a bicycle like that, circa roughly what year?
1890, that's why I said that particular one, probably 1891.
1891.
Yes. And then we've got also a penny farthing, which is a bicycle with a big wheel in front. And
a huge wheel. A huge wheel in front.
A very big wheel in front. And a tiny one at the back. Why they made it that way? It's because the bone shaker, which was prior to that, was very hard to pedal. So when you ride the penny farthing, your center of mass is almost directly on top of the pedals, so it's easier to pedal.
Okay, now tell me about my center of mass. How do I stop my center of mass falling over? I've never understood that on a penny farthing.
Okay, the penny farthing bicycle, most of them have got a step at the back.
Right.
So you put your left foot on that step, and then you push it forward. So when it's rolling, that's when you get onto the bicycle.
You sound like you grew up on a penny farthing. That's incredible.
Looking at how bicycles have changed over the years, seeing how the creativity, design and brilliant ideas have progressed is fantastic. A penny farthing from the 1800s, anyone?
We're looking at the next generation of motorcycle. Front-wheel drive. Do you think there'll be a lot of torque steer on this? Now, there's no doubt there are thousands upon thousands of motorcycle enthusiasts. When we think of modern motorcycles, we think of your Harley Davidsons, we think of your super bikes, ultra comfortable, ultra powerful. Tell us about some of your collection.
We've got a collection ranging from 1902 until the 1980s. So our oldest being a 1902 Pashut motorbike. So it's a French motorbike. It's the oldest, by the way, it's the oldest motorbike here in South Africa, the Pashut. It's the oldest bike that we have here in the Transport Museum and in South Africa also. So
personal favorite? My
personal favorite will be the Nimbus. It's a Danish make, so it's not a very well-known make.
It's incredible how it's still referred to as a motorbike, but technology has so evolved, the whole concept has evolved. Unbelievable.
Thank you, Mike. We've got a broad range from, like I said, Pashut, BMW, Triumph, James, all kinds of motorbikes. Those people who enjoy motorbikes can come and, including scooters. We've got a collection of scooters.
The scooters I've noticed in particular, right around the museum, beautifully displayed. I see a lot of Vespas. Tell us about the Vespas.
Yeah, we have got in fact, we've got only one Vespa, unfortunately.
I thought they were all Vespas. They all look like Vespas.
Yeah.
Shows you what I know.
Well, we've got one Vespa, one Lambretta, and one Faka.
It's amazing to think. We know BMW also made motorcycles, still do. Nobody knows that Audi made motorcycles. They just decided to go in a different route, make the R8s and TTs and stuff like that.
Yes.
But what a wonderful collection you've got here. It is so important for our viewers to know. Come here, come visit this museum, come see the magnificent collection of old vessels, bicycles, everything. Thank you so much for this.
Welcome, Michael.
We have learned so much at the museum, and seeing how the advances in our industry come directly from inventions from the past. We're blown away by the effort of the amazing people at the James Hall Transport Museum. The effort they put into preserving our local history and these stunning vehicles, so that the younger generation still have an affinity towards them, definitely deserves a visit. Tell them we sent you.
Customizing your wheels has been around from the very beginning. I don't think Momo had anything to do with these.
Customization nowadays has come a long way since that though. Nowadays you are truly spoilt for options. You could literally spend a whole day in store or online completely kitting out your baby, just the way you want. Let's see how your local Audi dealership can pimp your drive.
Sandile.
Hi, Mike.
Hi there.
Good and how are you?
Good yourself, man. Just speaking to Jerry about buying a new car. He's given us all the product range. And he just said, when you buy an Audi, whatever you want, you go upstairs and they'll make it exactly as you want it. Tell us about customization.
Jerry is spot on. Because this is where I ensure your exclusivity. Whatever your wish list is, we match it here. This is, like I said, the customization wall. So basically, we've got an array of colors to choose from, and you've got, all the insets that we can choose from, as well as your trim, from your Napa leather to your Alcantara. It's up to your taste.
Now, I need you to be honest with me. You talk about taste. Be completely honest. What is the weirdest, strangest request you've ever had?
I've had a few.
And don't mention the customers' names or show their pictures.
But one that jumps to mind, it is, when I had to, to configure one, it was a green, deep green with red seats.
Deep green with the red seats. I imagine the used car team must have come up and said, keep that car away from the used car floor.
They hate me for that. They hate me for that. Because it had to come back, the guy wanted, an upgrade. And we had to trade it in. And the number was not too bad, but And, strange enough, it did not sit, it sold.
So there was two strange people in the world. Incredible. What do you like when you build a car? How do you guide a customer?
It depends on the wish list. It depends on the wish list. I like my bright colors. This wall speaks to, exclusivity. A person must build their own car. And it's got to have their signature. And yourself, Mike, have you ever configured a car?
I have. Look, I wouldn't scare you in anything I do. I'm a lot more conservative. I like a white or a black car with a black or a cream interior. Not crazy about overly fancy wheels. No crazy extras, just plain, chic and classy. But I must tell you, walking around here and looking at what you've got, how many options, for example, on the seats, how many options would we have?
Look, here on the wall here, the top row, it would be your R as well as your RS models. You get your honeycomb, which comes in the fine Napa, or your Alcantara trim. Then at the bottom here, you would have your S models, which are sport models. Then you have your diamond with a different stitch as well.
May I ask you, is there anything that's out of bounds? So if you don't buy an S or RS, are you allowed to have any of the seats, or is it specific to certain models? Or can I choose anything on my entry-level A3 here?
Unfortunately not. But Napa leather, yes, it is an option, But it will not come with honeycomb or the diamond stitch.
Fantastic. I really appreciate the time. I tell you what, you could spend a couple of hours here choosing. For our viewers who don't have the privilege of coming in to meet you, do you have an online configurator?
Yes, we do. We do, Mike. Very user-friendly. You just get onto the website, Audi website, and then you just select the model that you want, and then it takes you straight into that model, and then you're able to choose whatever you want. Have your wish list coming to life.
Thank you, Sandile. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned. We're going to meet Peter, the workshop manager, who's going to tell us about what it means to become part of the Audi family.
CHANGECARS. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.
Customization also comes through the aftermarket industry, where you can fully customize or modify your car. Choosing from a million options to turn your car into exactly what you want, nowhere is this more prevalent in South Africa than in the car culture of KZN. We're on our way to meet a new friend who is working on his passion project, an old BMW.
I'm chatting with Daniel Wexler. Daniel has the most incredible private car collection. Today we've chosen one particular one. Anybody who remembers cars from the 80s will reminisce about this one. Daniel, thanks for having us here. Tell us about this beautiful BMW 318.
So it was one of my father's cars, which was originally a 318. Obviously 318 wasn't good enough for us, but...
A little bit underpowered?
Yeah,
A lot underpowered.
definitely, yeah. A lot underpowered. We were always into V8, so what we liked about it and why we wanted to spend money on it was because it's the two-door. Just something about the look of the two-door.
Of course.
And yeah, it had a really nice life before. So what we did is we originally stuck in a 350 Chev, and yeah, it didn't perform like we wanted it to. So we put it was originally a 4.6 litre. It's a Range Rover engine. The reason we went for that is the aluminium block, so it's quite a bit lighter. And then we had it stroked, and yeah, we put Keith Black pistons from America. So now it's a 5 litre. Yeah, lots of fun on the road. Put some M3 brakes on it, and yeah, just got a nice look about it. Lots of fun to drive, and obviously, yeah, looks the part.
What is incredibly special here is what you said. It's a two-door, which was very rare, but even more rare. I was looking around the car. The dashboard is still pristine. The interior is pristine. I mean, these dashboards, they used to make a joke. They cracked when they left the factory.
Yeah.
This thing is absolutely pristine.
Yeah.
If I gave you 50,000 Rand, would you consider selling it?
Nothing. I'm going to get buried in it.
I really, Daniel, thank you so much for having us here. Appreciate the time. Superb.
Cheers.
Seeing what I saw today, it's very clear that the KZN car culture is very, very healthy.
As the owner of South Africa's trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS, not a single day goes by that I don't receive numerous WhatsApps, emails and calls from members of the public looking for advice. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than interacting with members of the public and finding the right solution for them. Today, I'm sitting with a good friend of mine, Murray, and he's got a unique situation. I'd love to hear about it.
My wife drives a Mazda 2 and I drive a Nissan Navara. They're both about 5 years old.
But you've taken a decision that whatever you replace it with must be identical.
Must be identical, happy wife, happy life. My wife said, whatever you're going to buy for yourself, you will buy for me.
There's not too many men that will disagree with you on that. What has caught your fancy?
So there's a few vehicles that we have been looking at. One is the Volkswagen.
Ultra popular. If I say to you, probably the second most requested car that we get. It's between the other two. Which one's tickling your fancy?
So we both like the look and feel of the Cherry Tiggo Pro 4. A nice thing about the Pro 4 is they come with a 10-year, million-kilometer warranty.
Unbelievable.
Which is just that peace of mind.
Of course. I don't think a lot of our viewers actually are aware of that. 1 million kilometers. That's, that's like going to the moon and back twice. I've made the comment publicly. If I could make one contribution to the motoring industry, it would be the total elimination of the manual gearbox. I just simply do not get it. They're less fuel efficient, they're harder to drive. What is the logic? I mean, both of you want the auto, the CVT.
That's correct, yes. I used to commute to work and back quite a bit. I've been working from home now lately, so I don't really need an automatic, but it's just so much more comfortable to drive an automatic.
You've got the perfect balance there. And I think for our viewers, I indicated that we get repeated questions. There is never a one-size-fits-all. I always say to people, if there was one right and one wrong, the other wouldn't exist. Can you imagine a world where everybody drove a white Model X car? It would be a very boring world. Murray, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Truly, a world of knowledge. Love your Facebook page. Love your contribution to CHANGECARS. Thank you so much.
Mike.
I mean that.
Thanks for having me.
And look forward to seeing you again.
This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right.
Okay, let's do one more.
There's got to be a better way. Be a better way. There's got to be a better way.
Okay, you're way too close. Okay,
Sorry,
let's
sir.
focus.
At All Things Motoring, we love to travel. We love to travel. We love to travel. At All Things Motoring, we make sure we get it right. That's why we do every shot 6 times.
The end.
Okay, you need one more. So what is it again? At All Things Motoring?
That's quite cool. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, coming in a bit hot. Yeah, that's the one.
See how easy that was?
Let's do one more. That's the one. Cool.
Next week on All Things Motoring, we head down to KZN to share Chinese food with our friends from Great Wall Motors. We check out the pick of the bunch at Cherry and have a look at a staple on the South African diet, the bakkie.
All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, the platform buyers trust with good reason. CHANGECARS works exclusively with the best manufacturer-approved dealerships. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.